Hello and welcome to Manifesting Monday. Today I will be talking about energy key number 2, your inner and outer abundance. And I am Jean Berry, and I invite you to manifest with me. Today's session is all about the dance of inner and outer energies. And so before we do that, I'd like to get us in the space. So let's take a breath together, in and out. And I love this idea of the abundance. And on this one, we're going to talk about those inner energies and then our outer energies, how we put that out there. And it truly is a dance. It is a balance between turning inward and going outward. And so as we take this breath in today, I want you to sway a little bit maybe. And if you want to stand up and actually do a dance, that's okay with me. So it's this opportunity to feel into all the cells of your body as you breathe in and sway, and breathe out and sway. And feeling the edges, the energies going out to your fingertips on the left and out to the right. So as we sway and move and feel the energy from the top of your head, in your neck, in your shoulders, swaying forward and back, feeling all the edges of our auric space, feeling the bubble around us. Breathe in and out, feeling it flow all the way to our feet and toes. Maybe dance your toes across the floor. Feeling the rhythm of the beat of your beingness. Here we are in the universal pulse of living on the planet. I'm really excited to talk about this dance piece in this inner and outer. And so we're going to hang out in the dance for a minute. And our very first part of that dance is abidance. And it's abidance to the laws of attraction, acceleration, and love. Now, there's a lot of universal laws that are attached to manifesting, and most famously the law of attraction. Yet there's also a law of acceleration. And if you want your manifesting to go faster, then you must abide by the laws. And the laws state that you must look to your soul guidance. And so we're going to look to our soul guidance and dance with our soul. And so this idea of moving our physical bodies is this idea of getting really centered into right here and right now and listening to your own intention and intuition and higher self. So this breath then is getting connected to your heart and then opening it up to your universal intelligence. Some people love the idea of a higher self. And I like that idea because it sees this idea of the bigger energy that you are. And it's not necessarily above or over you, but it's a nice construct to think of where we can imagine it to. And one of those things is about putting your eyes upward and to the right. That is where possibility lives. So upward and to the right, we're thinking of what's possible. So if you want to consider, as you are looking at your biggest and highest and best possibility, connecting to yourself, look up and to the right. Breathe. Call in your biggest, brightest, and wisest part of you. The part that's attached to everything that is wise and knowing and divine and sacred. This is attaching to your inner self. So this is step number 1 on the dance of abundance, is to make certain that you are connecting to your soul guide dance first. That is doing the abide dance to the law of attraction. Okay, the dance thing might be going a little bit too far, but I do want to talk about one other little dance, because this is the dance then of taking that idea and that inspiration that you have going right now, and that you've connected to your soul's guidance, and you're feeling the possibilities and the wisdom and the truth behind what you have heard or felt from your higher self. Now it's time to take action and put yourself out into the world. And so 1, inner, 2, outer. This is how we create the bridge in manifesting between our dreams and desires and actually having it come true. And there's a couple of dances in the outer then that makes this way easier. And the first one is the riddance, the riddance of limiting patterns. Now, this is the patterns of being you. These are the things that you do over and over and over in your outer self that may not be serving your higher purpose. And so it's about noticing those things and then taking a different pattern. It's not about changing your whole world or who you are. It's about saying, is this serving my highest outcome? And what do I choose to do that's maybe different, or not so different as just in a slightly different direction? Sometimes turning 1 or 2 degrees can make all the difference to the outcome. So it's not about radically changing your world so that you can have the thing happen. Change does need to happen for your manifestation to happen, because when you are manifesting who you are. So if we want something different, then you need to change. And it's that riddance of the limiting pattern and moving to a more expansive and possibilitarian pattern. What is that 1 degree shift? I want you to breathe that one in, because this is a big, huge part of actually getting what you desire. It is this idea of changing something so that you get a different outcome. And then the other side of that is sometimes the people in our world, in our outer space, we entangle with them. And because of that entanglement of energies, when you are cleaning out your energy field, sometimes it is better for at least a short while, until you've gotten really clear about who you are and what you're doing in the world, is the avoidance of the negative people that you are entangled with. I'm not saying you need to get rid of them completely, but sometimes, especially as we move into the holiday season, it's about finding your boundaries in really beautiful ways so that you can clear your energy. Now, once you've gotten really solid in your energy, especially for empath types, creative types, people who are sucked in with ADHD and all those kind of things, sometimes it's better to just avoid, right? Now, if avoidance is your pattern, then sometimes it's better to set a boundary. So you need to know for you which one is the way that will actually make your manifestation come forward. What is the change that needs to be made in your entanglement with other people? I find that this is because I'm an empath and very open in all my centers. I feel everyone's energy very deeply. And it took me a very long time. And in a lot of ways, this is a lesson that I still learn over and over again, is when is the energy mine and when is it someone else's? And this is the outer work then that we're always doing, is that we're checking back in, go in, is this mine or is this someone else's? And then going out and setting boundaries and spaces that we can then communicate well in. I'm hoping that's sinking in for you. And this has always been my learning space, is this place of how we entangle with others and how we entangle with energies, especially the world. When the world seems like it's blowing up, how do we get into our highest and best space? And that is into the inner work. So now doing the spiral, right? We're always doing a dance between the inner and the outer. So let's now do another little dance. Move it a little bit. And sometimes it's a happy place to get really light in our work, because as we do the spiral of inner to outer, we're constantly looking for that flow. And there's a really cool, if you think about the infinity symbol, to draw that in front of you. And the infinity symbol forward for you then is the one that says, how do I interact with others, right? Bringing it in, bringing it out. If we do the infinity like this, from upward to downward, we're looking at how we're connecting our coherence, our head to our heart. Head to our heart, that is inner work. And then side to side, the infinity here allows us to see how we do the things on the planet. This is about a change. This is how our patterns of being, this is how we move limiting patterns, right? So that idea of riddance of our limiting patterns, that is a side to side infinity pattern. So highest and best in my energy patterns, that's side to side. Forward to front is how I work with other people, how I set up boundaries, how I use myself in that, right? And then up and down infinity pattern, is coherence, how I align my own energy and then feel my higher self and be my highest and deepest wisdom. All right, so you got those three dances, our three infinity dances. Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm really excited now about putting out our infinity dances. Those are the spaces that will really change your world and make manifesting happen faster. The little things that you can do in reminder. Draw your infinity patterns. Ooh. Drawing your infinity patterns forward and heart to head. So that is the second key, energy key for manifesting, is inner and outer. Last week, we talked about the, what did we talk about last week? I already lost it. Is our first pattern, here's my little note. Our first pattern is the direction you are facing. So if you haven't seen that one, go back to the Manifest With Me playlist and find the directions you are facing. That is the first energy key. Next week, we will be talking about expansion and contraction. I'm super excited about sharing this one with you, and it will be next Monday at 11:11 Pacific time. In the meantime, if you would like to connect with me and tell me about what you are manifesting, you can comment here. You can also go to, here we are, manifestingmath.com. And there's just a little opt-in there, and I will keep you in the loop about all the cool things that are coming forward for your manifesting for the new year. So many beautiful things happening. I wish you an amazing holiday season. Yes, I will be here on the 23rd and at 11:11 and for the next 11 Mondays. Or we're actually partially through that, but there will be 11 Mondays. So loving you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week.